is there anything that you see in recent parents that you just feel in your mind that, okay, this I'm not going to do it, or this I am going to do it? I'm just going to cite an example. Just this morning, I was going through TikTok and I saw a lady addressing some comments on our TikTok. So apparently, she made a video. While she was making the video, her daughter was there, and she told the daughter, "Leave there." And the daughter told her, "Say please," you know, say please. And she's like, "Leave there." The daughter said, "This is a respectful family." Like, it's more like what she already taught the daughter. So you have to say please before I leave there. And then the mother says please. And you know how people can be on social media. Oh my goodness, what is this? Where is Cain? You know, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
How will you tell me to say please? You know, somebody came like, that is why I don't like people's children coming close to me. It's so irritating that they misbehave and their parents are looking at them. They cannot do anything to it. Somebody said, you go collect. No, and the lady was like, what is the girl collecting? A 4-year-old girl for that matter.
You know, some of
You
those
understand?
comment, actually, just like you said, you know, they can see anything until it gets to their turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually said it there that why don't you wait until your turn
Okay.
when you have your own children, right? So now I am asking, is there anything that you have seen among parents now that they do that you just feel like, oh no, this I'm not going to do it?
All right. So, you know, there's something I said earlier that I'm going to buttress again in a more expanded way. Our parents, you know, they raised us. Most of the corrections they did with us then, flogged us about, was not essentially because of what we did wrong, but because of what they don't like. Because wrongdoings, many of them raised us by their emotions, not wrongdoings. You find out when you grow up that another child in another family did the same thing that you did, but was not flogged the way you were flogged.
Yeah.
So you find out that in their family, to them, it was not wrong.
Yeah.
But to you, it's wrong.
I want to ask, what's your favorite memory with your kids so far?
So many.
Tell me
A lot.
fish.
Like, difficult to pick from. But I would say it's hard. So I think yesterday he said his first word.
Ooh.
He said teeth.
Wow.
And I repeated teeth like 3 times and he said teeth.
Wow.
But I would say one memory that, let me just pick one out of the pool of memories. I would say it's typically when he wakes up in the morning. When he wakes up, and he's always first confused when he wakes up. He's like looking around like, where am I? What's going on, right? But when he sees me or he sees his mom, there is just this big smile with his teeth.
I will always say, as an Igbo man,
Yeah.
our wife is our pride.
Yeah.
Do you understand? When she dress, I don't need to dress so much, but when you see her, it's this is your wife. And the same thing with my children. Do you understand?
Relatable one.
So that is not thing. That one is not. But the main love for me is seeing them grow and watching them, following them, watch them become who they're supposed to be.
We all deal with real life stuffs,
but no one talks about it.
so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hi everyone, you're welcome to Talk About It with Jisola. Today we have a very special episode, and on this episode we themed it Celebrating Father's Day through the lens of father and aspiring father. This episode is actually dedicated to every wonderful father out there. As we all know, we have fathers and we have sperm donors. Now, this celebration is actually for fathers. When we say fathers, we mean the real fathers. And together, we want to include the aspiring fathers also. And on today's episode, I have 3 guests here, 3 wonderful guests. I have 2 fathers and I have 1 aspiring father. I will not be introducing them. I want them to introduce themselves by themselves. like we all know the popular Yoruba adage that says, "Ẹnu onípọ̀n la ti ń gbọ́kàn." In case I am wrong, please just correct me and take it like that. Okay? So we are going to start from you, sir, the aspiring father.
All right, so it's such an honor to be here. So thank you so much for the invite. To begin with, my name is Stephen Akrede, and then I'm a serial entrepreneur, currently building Crestos Holdings at the moment, and then I'm an advocate of impactful living. I think that summarizes everything.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Next to you, sir.
Thanks for having me here. My name is Samuel Ajibade. I'm a realtor. I'm also a fitness trainer, and I'm a father. Thanks.
Thank you. And to you, sir.
Okay, I am Amarachi Sunday Ifenkwem, and I'm into building facility management here in Dubai. And by the grace of God, I am a father of 2, and I have a beautiful wife as well.
Thank you
Thank you so
so
I
much.
should have mentioned my wife.
Yeah.
So now I'm jealous.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And let me just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jisola Omole. I am a special educator here in UAE. Many people know me as Awaken to Wealth on social media all around that. We do real talks, just name it. We just talk about it. That's what we do. And just like every other person introduced themselves, I am an aspiring, what do we call it now? Serial entrepreneur. I'm aspiring. I don't know how that is going to happen anyway, but I know God is going to do it. So let's just get right into it. Let's warm up. And this question will be going to the 3 of you. Now,
I think it's better to start with father. So.
okay, that's fine. This is just a background
enough.
warm up. Okay. Anyway, so what does Father's Day mean to you personally?
To me, Father's Day means 2 things. Like, it's in 2 ways.
Yeah.
Okay, one is my children or my wife or those honoring me.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe how I have affected their lives positively, the role I have played in their lives. And also to me, it's a time of sober reflection, a time I look back and say, some time back, I wanted to be a father, and I look at it, have I become the father that I want to be? Why are they celebrating me? It just because, or is it just because this is Father's Day, or do I really want it? So, and I look at the bosses, how many have I ticked?
Yeah.
So it's a 2-way thing. So one, for those celebrating me, and for me, am I jumping up for what?
Yeah.
Why am I jumping up?
Like a time of reflection, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. Next.
Yeah. My own experience with Father Day, I would say, like, when I look back in retrospect, and I remember when we celebrate my dad, as a kid, I didn't make too much out of it. You know, it's just Father's Day. I mean, Mother's Day comes up like 10 times in Nigeria
Yeah.
in comparison to Father's Day, that is like maybe once or twice. So it's just buying gifts and giving to him. But I would say, like, until I became a dad, that's when it started making more sense to me. You see, so my wife would randomly buy gifts and give it to me and say, I'm appreciating you for being a good dad and all that stuff. So I began to feel
It sounds like you married people just invited me here to
Oppress it.
I mean,
your time is around the corner. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he said on his second point, is that self-reflection you have where you're looking inwards and you're like, oh, what am I doing right that, you know, deserves this appreciation and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can relate to it in that way.
Thank you. So, Mr.
so I
Steven.
think in my own case here, my case is different. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm really looking forward to it actually. In the sense that I kind of believe that until you become a father, you know, physically, there are some things that one will not clearly understand. There's some truth I might hold there right now that when I become a father, it will not make sense anymore.
Sure.
Right. So for me at this moment, I think is more of leadership. how much I'm doing, how much legacy I'm building, how much
Yeah.
I'm loving the people around. So
Yeah.
I think I just have to keep it there.
That's great.
Okay, thank you so
See?
much. Now I have one more question, which is going to go around also, which is who is that very strong role model, like very strong role model in your life while growing up?
I would say my father.
Wow.
And why I say my father is because actually he raised me. And by the grace of God, he's still alive.
Wow.
Okay. So now another point is because I was able to see, and I'm still looking at his mistakes. The word role model.
Yeah.
So
Right,
it's
yeah.
different from the books I read, the pastors I listened to, people that I've watched from far, that I do not see their mistakes. Do you understand? So I'm able to learn from his mistakes and see that, yes. And one good thing is that even last time I traveled, he would still call me and said, here, you're still missing it. You need to get it right here.
Yeah.
And when you get to this particular age, because he's still before me, right? So he'll always guide you, this. So I don't know who else can take that place.
Oh, wow.
Outside my father.
Good.
And again, to add to that also, spiritually, he raised me.
Wow.
Educational wise, he taught me. He taught me in school. He was a teacher. He taught me in school. He taught me in church. So he showed me the right way. I don't know what else.
Call you Baba teacher.
So, I don't know what else I could, pray for.
That's nice.
You're so lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so blessed. Don't let me say you're lucky.
Yeah, for me, it's I couldn't think of anyone else than my dad as well.
Oh, wow.
It's my dad. Everything. He raised me.
Yeah.
He taught me everything. I have this joke with my wife. When I'm driving sometimes, and I'm like, "Did you notice that signage we just drove by, and what they wrote on it and stuff?" She never notices anything, right? And one time she asked me, she said, "How is it that you always remember that this car is gonna pass here this time, and then there will be this here, and there will be this here, and there will be this here every single day?" I said, "It's my dad, because you cannot be around my dad, and you will not be self-aware. You will not be cautious.
Oh.
Do you understand? He raised us that way, and it was always like a joke, like tell me how many cars are on the road now while he's driving." And we're like looking around and counting. So you see, he's like
He's subconsciously doing something.
He's built us that way. Well, when I'm lost and I need advice, I couldn't think of anyone else to go to. It's him spiritually as well. It's him. Wake us up 5 a.m. in the morning. Whether you want to die or not, come outside. Let's pray.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So all those things, when I look back now, and even his mistakes as well. Yeah. There are some times when I do certain things, and I'll feel the Spirit tell me that your dad did that. Your dad has done that before.
Yes.
And instantly I feel like, man, I don't want this to continue with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he's the one I looked up to.
Oh.
And I still look up to him.
Great. Thank you. Nice to
No,
see.
my case is really different.
Wow.
And so I think I'm going to be advocating for, they're already advocating for people, he was his dad, he was his dad, but for me, it was completely different. And why it's different is because not like I lost him to death, but I lost him to circumstances.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So I didn't know the kind of weight this conversation was going to be. I didn't think of it until last night.
Wow.
Right? And I just said, let me just go and look at these pictures. And I was like, wow. So a quick backstory here. I think due to family separation, we left my dad's, but I think I was 8 or 9. That was long ago.
Pretty young.
So, I didn't see him there by the time we were growing up. So I grew up surviving, trying to do what is best. And what made it was his father, I'm also the firstborn.
Ooh.
Right. So, now I have to take up that role and also become the role model to the people behind as well. So that was a lot of work. So I think for me, the father figures are the people God has blessed me with on my journey, because that experience made me, it shaped my life kind of. And then I don't want to put the word fear, it kind of molded me in a certain way that I don't want to get to this point. I don't want to make his own mistakes, right? What are the things he did wrong? Where can I make amendments? So how can I shape my own theology, my own principles to guide me right and get to the best place possible I can get? So I think I'll give that to the fathers of my journey, my spiritual father, my mentors, right from that season till now. Yeah.
So thank you so much. If they are watching now, and they will know very well that you really do appreciate them.
Of course,
So
they will know.
let's just dive right into it. This question now we're going to the fathers, and I'll be directing this to Mr. Samuel. How did becoming a father, how did it change you both mentally, spiritually, and emotionally?
Well, I'm going to start with mentally. I wasn't prepared for it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything prepares you enough.
Uh-huh.
I was used to just sleeping all through the night.
Oh my God.
And then there was this baby that came, and we have to wake up several times to feed him. It took its toll on me so much that I would be at work sometimes, or maybe I'm driving, and it almost feel like I can hear him crying, even though he's not around. He's not around me. But I wouldn't change the experience for anything in the world. It's till yesterday morning, I woke up and I saw him, and I was literally telling my wife, like, oh my God, we have a baby boy. I mean, he's 9 months old, so you can understand why it's still also surreal and all that. Spiritually, every single day, I would wake up and pray for him. I've not missed a day since we had him.
No.
I haven't missed a single day. I will wake up and I'll pray for him. I just believe that even though he's little, even though he's young, prayers are like seeds that you sow.
Sure.
So, and they're gonna bring fruit at some point.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I just have to be all out there when it comes to prayer. For my family, but for him in particular, I want him to live the best life, but not just any kind of life, but one that is spirit-filled. So my thing, and I know I can't live every single day of his life with him as an adult and all that, but the best I can do is to pray for him and to be there for him. Emotionally, I'm a very emotional person, so when I pick up my son, I just want to hug him all day and kiss his cheeks and crawl with him and play with him, and it just really shows me like what being a father is, that I can extend myself beyond myself and be selfless for someone else. And that's the best feeling ever. Yeah.
Thank you. And now on to Mr. Amarachi. What is that lesson that fatherhood has taught you that no one ever prepared you for?
You see, when we started, you said something, and I think I'm going to start from there. There is, no matter how you prepare, no matter how many books you've read, there is still difference between when it's real.
Yeah. When you're in the moment.
Yeah.
When you're in the moment.
Right.
Okay, now we are talking about children. You don't know the one God is going to give
You
you.
have to.
For now.
And now more coming.
Okay, so you time will come that you said, I'm prepared, like he was saying, and the child will start crying. You said, is that what it means? And you will like this brother over there that time. It was, when you will sit with your niece and you will say, why are you not beating them?
Yeah.
Why are you not? That was not the way we were raised.
Yes. Why don't you flog him?
You will have your own children,
Right.
and you will understand.
You understand, of course.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the thing there is that it humbles me. Fatherhood has actually, nobody told me that, the way we say in Nigeria that adulthood is a scam.
Yeah.
So that's how it is also. So your time will come, those things that you used to think, those things that you used to imagine will become real. And you will know that all the responsibilities are on your shoulder.
On your shoulder.
There are times you want to sleep when you were single, but there are times that you will not sleep when you were single, or when as a father, and when the children will come, they don't care how much you have. Daddy,
How
I need
stressed do
this.
you have for the
Yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Okay, Daddy, tomorrow we are going for field trips. Daddy, we need
True.
this. Daddy, my friends, we need to go to this place. We heard that what's the
Museum of the Future.
Museum of the Future. That they have to go there.
Yeah.
So these are the things that you cannot control. And those you now remember when you were asking your dad, and when he will say, please can you say,
do
no,
this?
you don't want to give me this. You don't just want to give me
Or
this.
you don't just like me.
You don't just like me. So it's now your turn. So it just brought the movie that I used to watch to real life.
True.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And to Mr. Steven.
I hope it's not the same question.
What kind of a father
Hmm.
do you hope to be someday?
So I don't know why this is kind of difficult, but they are already fathers.
Yeah.
I'm going to be aspiring father, and then only God knows when. Maybe next year, right?
That's great.
But the times are changing. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
The times are changing. We can't compare how, how our fathers brought us up to how this current children that we're just giving birth to will be brought up.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
There's some things we can't do any longer.
True.
So I think for me is to just be the best definition of a father as best as possible, and the kind of father that will bring out the best in them and nurture them in the way they should go. Yeah, not in the way I want them to go, in the way
That they should.
they should go. So I think that's just the best, because we were corrected, our parents then were corrected by what they don't like, not what we did wrong. But these people, this generation, even the Gen Z, there are some things you can't do or correct them about, right? So I think that's just the best way to go for me in my own way, is to prepare myself in such a way that I nurture them in the way they should
go. Yeah, but is there anything that you see in recent parents that you just feel in your mind that, okay, this I'm not going to do it, or this I am going to do it? I'm just going to cite an example. Just this morning, I was going through TikTok and I saw a lady addressing some comments on her TikTok. So apparently she made a video. While she was making the video, her daughter was there and she told the daughter, leave there. And the daughter told her, say please. Say please. And she's like, leave there. The daughter said, this is a respectful family. Like, it's more like what she already taught the daughter. So you have to say please before I leave there. And then the mother says please. And you know how people can be on social media? Oh my goodness, what is this? Where is Cain? All those kind of things.
Yeah.
How will you tell me to say please? Somebody came like, that is why I don't like people's children coming close to me. It's so irritating that they misbehave and their parents are looking at them. They cannot do anything to it. Somebody said, you go collect. No, and the lady was like, what is the girl collecting? A 4-year-old girl for that matter.
Some of
You
those
understand?
comment, actually, just like he said, they can see anything until it gets to their turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually said it there that, why don't you wait until your turn
Okay.
when you have your own children, right? So now I am asking, is there anything that you have seen among parents now that they do that you just feel like, oh no, this I'm not going to do it?
All right. So, there's something I said earlier that I'm going to buttress again in a more expanded way. Our parents, they raised us. Most of the corrections they did with us then, flogged us about, was not essentially because of what we did wrong, but because of what they don't like. Because wrongdoings, many of them raised us by their emotions, not wrongdoings. You find out when you grow up that another child in another family did the same thing that you did, but was not flogged the way you were flogged.
Yeah.
So you find out that in their family, to them, it was not wrong.
Yeah.
But to you, it's wrong. So it comes to environment, it comes to society pressure, it comes to, the class that you belong to. Then.
Yeah.
So Now, in this season that we are in now, don't forget that many of these we have the children advocate already. We have the people online that on Twitter that they drag all of those things, right? In fact, I kind of also believe that in the future, I always say this often, in the future we are getting into the age where children will boldly come on the social space to denounce their parents. It's already happening. But it will be more bold in the age we are getting into. So I feel the best thing to do is, one, as the father, prepare for the age we are getting into, prepare for the age that is coming, and nurture the kids in alignment with what is happening. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do is to be able to raise our kids and deliver them to be a good model in the society.
Yeah.
On the long run. So I think it will not be good for me to box it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's to just see how the world is shaping around and be able to mold them in the best way possible. And most importantly, in the right environment. Most importantly, in the right environment.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And on to Mr. Sam again. How do you manage being a father and your ambition, your personal ambition, and your career?
I think everything comes down to priority. I always knew that I cannot possibly shelf one for another, because if I'm successful in my career, then I can be some extra things I want to be to my son. All right, to my family in general. So right now, working as a realtor, it allows me the time to be, I can be very flexible.
Okay.
So, and I intentionally wanted to go for that career route, because for me, time is very important.
Yeah.
And when I say time, I mean time spent with family, time spent with my wife, time spent with my son. I know many people don't have the luxury of that, but I was just very critical about it from the very beginning. In fact, I had another job that was like highly paying and all that. I told them I wouldn't take it, and I just went for the real estate line where I know that there is no paycheck guaranteed. It's just by,
But you have the luxury of
but I
time.
have the luxury of time, exactly. And God has been good. So for me, I believed I have to run everything concurrently. I can be there for my son when he needs me. I can be there for my wife. It doesn't stop me going after my career, taking lessons online or meeting clients here and there and all that. So I won't say it's been difficult. It hasn't been challenging. I've been able to meet every end the way I wanted to. So yeah. But for those that don't have, like I said, I don't have the luxury of what I have. The first thing I mentioned was priority.
Yeah.
Right. I was talking to a colleague not long ago. He didn't say directly to me, but I sense from the way he spoke to me, I could tell that maybe him and his wife, they are struggling for childbirth. And he was talking to me that, why did you bring your kid to the office? Yeah, he was not in the office with me, he was in the car. I turned the air on and there was a nanny sitting down in there with him. So he was just like, why? Bro, you don't need to come. Just stay at home, work from home. You don't need to be here and all that. You know how many people that are looking for what you have? Something like that, right? Yeah. So it touches people differently. Differently. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the bottom line, so for him, he would 100% prioritize being with his son.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Exactly. So that's, for me, I just feel like I prioritize things. My son is very important to me, same as my wife, and they need time. So I don't shove one on that and just do the other stuff. Exactly. So it's all about priorities.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And on to Mr. Amarachi. How does faith and culture influence your perspective on marriage and fatherhood?
That's a good question, because I would like to use it to back up what he said. About the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha now?
Oh.
Okay, so see, faith and culture. they are there. These two institutes can't be changed.
Yeah.
Even if we have joined anything.
Yeah, true.
Right? So they can't be changed, and they must remain the foundation. So I try to bring them together. So no matter the generation we are, I need to drag. My effort now is to drag them down to this one.
So this one,
Yeah.
Why they fit in to where they are. Can't build that. Till now, we have not seen any house built on the air. Like, it can't hang.
Without foundation.
It must have foundation.
They are planning one, but the foundation is still attached to the
something, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a foundation.
Yeah.
And till now, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, but I don't think it will be that the faith we move. Bible cannot shift. Okay, I believe in Bible. I don't know what we all believe. Okay, Bible will not shift the ground. Culture will not shift the ground. But there is way to adjust. Okay, what I'm trying to say, in essence, is that you are using iPhone 16 does not mean that Nokia 3310 is not working anymore.
Yeah.
True.
Right? So if I try to teach my children the ways of the Lord, and I still try to bring them, I'm from Nigeria, and I'm from Igbo. Okay? So there are things that are basic things we know.
Yeah.
Okay? So those things, for example, I took my son to Nigeria, and I intentionally, his cousins were there, and I bought suya. I bought a big one, and they were it. No, immediately I brought it. He said, "Oh!" He rushed to pick it. My dad held his hand, saying, "Stop!" He said, "Why?
He's not done.
Why?"
Oh my God.
And I said, "Don't pick anyone.
Yeah.
Let the
Adult.
or the other ones speak first."
First.
It's not fair.
Hey, no.
Why? Why?
Fair.
I laughed. I told him, I told you.
Hmm.
Then next time I brought other things. Again, my dad said,
No.
"Have you not learned? Do not pick. Wait
Hmm.
till your time." He said, "No, okay, when am I going to pick?" He said, "Wait till your turn." And they were about 7. He said, "After everyone?" They
And it's
said,
going to be worse if it's the
Missing out.
smaller
What
one.
if they finish saying that?
he said, "Yes." And we said, "The younger one will not pick." He said, "Okay, he's just watching the younger one. You will not pick before." So this, do you understand what I'm saying now? So
Yeah.
now I said, this is it. These are the things. Now, another thing about culture, we are raised to know as a man that I am responsible.
True.
Yeah.
And the wife I'm going to marry, the children I'm going to bring to the earth, I'm going to take responsibility of them.
Yeah.
So for that reason, you do not sleep so much. You have to work. It's a culture. Whether Gen Z or whatever, you don't change
You're
it.
responsible, yeah.
Okay? And again, you know that this is what you are, a believer, you are a Christian. Be it Gen anything, it will not change this
A thing.
who you are.
Yeah.
So that is it.
Just going to cite an example. Here, sometimes those children, when they want to say hello to somebody, okay, let me just use like the school where I work for an example. So there was one time like that, one of the child was supposed to go for a play date with another child, right? So immediately they came out, he met the mother of the child, and the boy was like, "Miss, what should I call you?" Already we know back home in Africa, mommy this or mommy that, ma, and all that. But the woman just said a name. Just call me, let's just say Hannah.
Yeah.
Right? Just call me Hannah. And in my head, I'm like, hey?
Hey.
From where? Your son's classmate. You understand? But if our children happens to be children that are schooling here, those things, they'll just be like, okay, looks like this is the normal thing, right? So if your child goes to school now and experience that kind of a thing, and he now comes home to tell you, what are you going to tell that child?
Good.
Being a man from Nigeria.
Okay. I would tell him that, see, you need to be flexible, right? So you are being raised here does not mean that you didn't come from somewhere.
Yeah.
You see, I love Indians and also love, the way some Yorubas are raising their children.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to
Respect.
not just respect the language.
Yeah.
We Igbo, it's difficult for us to speak, especially our children. So that means that you know where you are coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That woman, I don't know the nationality.
National, right?
She does not know Eba. So that means she's from somewhere.
Yeah.
So here,
There's a foundation.
there's a foundation. That is something that. So if that is applicable, is that even if your teacher says, "Call me by my name," it's okay. Call her by her name.
Yeah.
When you come back home,
This is what we do here.
do you understand me now?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it is also better when you see a stranger, you accord him or her that respect and let her say, "Don't call me
Don't
this."
do
And you
this,
say, "But
yeah.
from my side, this is what we do."
yeah.
Okay, and she will say, "Okay, from my side, do this." Okay, if that is what you want, I will do that. Do you understand? So I must teach them my culture. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Not the wrong ones, because I know there are wrong ones. And not the wrong ones. I will teach them to be respectful.
Yeah.
I will tell a story. There's a clip I watched. I don't know where I watched that. A teacher bought a Nike for the students, and a black student. And because the student say that my parents taught me how to say I should always respect an elderly. He say, I think in America, I don't know. I think. So the teacher said, "What did you say?" He said, "My parents said I should respect elders." Oh, the sister started crying because that is to her. I don't know why why she felt the way she felt, and she bought something. And when you go to comment section, people were asking for the account number for the boy of the parent. So they need to have those values, and they need to run with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have to actually preserve that.
Yeah.
To as
Much as possible.
we have to preserve that culture, because we are getting to an age where if we are not careful, it's going to be very scarce. Because many of us now, we are already raising our kids out of that space, out of Nigeria, not drinking the water. No,
Yeah.
you can't compare the kids you are raising here with the one that they gave birth to in Nigeria, raised in Nigeria. I feel like people be more stronger than one another, right?
It's wrong.
Right, so we have to preserve that culture. That's why we have to preserve it. We have to.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. And back to Mr. Steven. This question I'm about to ask, and it looks like you have touched it a little, but I'm still going to go ahead and ask it. Yeah. How did your own relationship with your father, or lack of one, shape your mindset as a man?
I think he builds me up, right? Now I know better.
Yeah.
I know what to do, what not to do. I know how to, relate to people more better. And even though I didn't have my biological, to be there for me, I really do have people who are father figures. And when I look at how they live, I want to also be like that kind of role model to my own kids as well. So I won't say my lack of one didn't help. In fact, I kind of feel it's a blessing. It's not a blessing if I didn't learn from the people God has blessed me with, but the fact that God blessed me with people who are, great minds, and so I think I'm not left out, right? So I know what to do, and I'm growing as well, and I kind of feel like when I get to that stage too, right, we'll catch up.
Thank you so much. And on to Mr. Sam again. I want to ask, what's your favorite memory with your kids so far?
So many.
Tell me
A lot.
fish.
Difficult to pick from. But I would say it's hard. So I think yesterday he said his first word.
Ooh.
He said teeth.
Wow.
And I repeated teeth like 3 times, and he said teeth.
Wow.
But I would say one memory that, let me just pick one out of the pool of memories. I would say it's typically when he wakes up in the morning. When he wakes up, and he's always first confused when he wakes up. He's like looking around, like, where am I? What's going on, right? But when he sees me or he sees his mom, there is just this big smile with his teeth. And that's so, that's always nice to see.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And on to Mr. Amarachi. How do you show affection and love in your home, to your wife, and to the children?
To my wife. I bring in wife now.
Yeah.
As expected.
Sometimes
Okay.
we want to say our husband to our father.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Yeah.
we must include the wife also.
Okay. I would say unconditionally and not only at a particular time, not occasionally. I think that's the right word. Okay, and it's a regular thing, right? It's a regular thing, and another thing is this. I may not come from the side you may expect, that I also show them love the way God shows us love. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On engine.
He's already sitting right.
Because I'm playing, right?
When it comes to God, oh my God. God Bible, have you ever seen it? Oh no. I know that's the reason why he had to sit down well.
Okay. It's a very simple thing. Like, God chastises those that he loves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's part of the plan.
So that answers the question. So I also correct.
Right.
I don't give back. I don't give bulala like I used to. I know how to do it. You understand? Like my own way. Like you said, I'm emotional, so I don't like to beat so much. But I like to show love. And at the end of the day, I would like to explain why I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And at the end of the day, you discover that daddy loves me. So love is not just gift for me, right? To my wife, I believe love is practical.
Yeah.
What do you have to achieve this year? What have you achieved? In the next 5 years, what are you looking at? Where do you want to be?
Right.
For me, this is real love. When you look at me, you can't forget this man.
Yeah.
Do you understand me now? No man can just come in to take my place. Because this guy is just planning my life.
Right.
Do you understand me now? You are adding value every time. Do you understand?
Right.
So for me, this is real love.
Yeah.
It's not. So those other ones, going out, outing, buying clothes.
Yeah.
Of course, she always say it. Whenever we go out, I want to buy one, I will buy 3. Except I don't have the money.
Wow.
Do you understand? And sometimes they say, okay, go and buy for yourself now. And I'll end up buying for her as well. Do you understand? So for me, this is just natural thing. This is just like, I will always say, as an Igbo man,
Yeah.
our wife is our bride.
Yeah.
Do you understand? When she dress, I don't need to dress so much, but when you say, this is your wife. And the same thing with my children. Do you understand? So that is nothing. That one is not. But the main love for me is seeing them grow and watching them, following them, watch them become who they're supposed to be.
Thank you so much. Back again to you, Mr. Steven. What are those very, very important values that you have now and you have it at the back of your mind that once I start having children, I have to pass this on to them?
So I don't have much principles like that. But I work with one major core, 3 G's, which is God, growth, and goals.
Perfect.
Yeah, so everything is under that 3. So I think when I start having my own kids, it's definitely going to pass on like that. So God, growth and goals.
Yes. Well, that's really nice. And I'm back again to you, Mr. Sam.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. How do you navigate parenting in today's digital and social world?
Well, I think that's very easy. I know some people say it's like a problem and all that, but I think it's easy. First of all, I thank God that I'm married to an educator.
Yeah.
So she knows literally everything.
Mm.
So she's the one
Yeah.
I run to.
She knows a
And
lot.
I say this because it's not like I don't do my own deep dive into getting information and all that stuff, right? But when we traveled to Nigeria, I took my son and my wife to Nigeria for the first time in December.
Mm.
So
We're part of the IJGBs.
yes, it was my wife's first time. It was my son's first time.
Wow.
So my younger sister brought YouTube playing this thing called Dancing Fruit.
Yeah.
And my son was just like maybe like 4 months old at the time. He was just hooked. He was just looking and watching. And we as the parents and everyone around, we just thought, oh, he must be enjoying it. Because he wasn't crying, he wasn't fussing. So we're like, oh, that's a good remedy for keeping him quiet.
Yeah.
And we played it all the time and all that stuff. But when we came back to the UAE, my wife just did some research and stuff like that, and she said, did you know that this actually alters his brain from developing a certain way? And that he's not even supposed to be watching screens until at least 3 years of age. I couldn't have known that.
Wow.
Because me, when I'm babysitting and she's out, I just turn YouTube on, put him in the seat, and do something else. Right. So that's why I said, like, I'm grateful that I have someone like her, because it just really helps me to know certain things that I could have just tossed to the side and stuff like that. But I would say in this digital time that we're in, also putting his pictures online and stuff like that, I also know that that could be crazy. Like the crazy things that AI does now with pictures of babies and all that stuff, right?
They have,
So it really got me very cautious and very aware. So for me and for my wife, our mindset is just, as long as he's under our covering, we have to protect him at all costs. Okay, what we want him to do, the way we want him to grow, is the way we're going to design everything around him to favor him in that line, in that way. So the digital exposure, I know he's only 9 months old. I would say it's not really there right now. But hopefully we can keep doing it the way we're doing it right now when he grows up. But yeah, that's something I feel every parent should look out for, because it's just crazy what you can find online. Even as adults, you could just open your Instagram and the first thing that will come is not what you're expecting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not to talk of kids that you leave unsupervised, if you understand, right? So it's very important for every parent to have that hands-on approach when it comes to their kids' exposure to digital content.
Thank you very much. And on to Mr. Amarachi, I want to ask, what advice would you like to give to a father that is struggling to be present and emotionally available?
Be intentional about it. It's not easy. Really, let's be truthful.
Sure, that's true.
It's not easy, but you just got to be intentional. And pray that God will help you. See, these children, I would say that we didn't create them. We are just guardians. We didn't. They have their own identity spiritually. So you didn't make them. You just, God entrusts them in your hands, believing that you are able to raise them. So we're going to give account of them. So no matter what you pursue in life, you're still going to give account of every child under your care. So be intentional, seek help, go for counseling, watch things like this, read books. Now there are many parental courses now. Enroll. After all, if you want to grow in your career, you
also get more knowledge,
right? You and you want to get a license, you do what? You want to get driver license?
To go for the course.
And every year you try to renew the license.
Right.
So why do we think parenting is something you just wake up and because you're just a male? You're just a male. You become a man, like she was saying. You're just a man when you or a father when you are able to raise.
Yeah.
So
not the spam.
Not the spam. No.
So I don't want to mention that. So being a male is just like you have a manhood. That just right. So you have to get prepared for it.
True.
If the Bible will say that a woman should respect and honor the man, talk more of the children. So what should the children do? If the woman, as old as she is,
is staying there,
should also humble and be under a man, irrespective of the man's age. Could be she could be older, but you still have to be under. That means that man needs to be equipped enough for a woman to respect her.
Yeah.
So it's a man that follows Jesus that a woman follows.
True.
So you need to come up, you need to build yourself. That's just what I'm trying to say. Any man that is struggling, God will help you.
Amen.
God, you gave me these children. I'm struggling. What do I do? How can I face it? He that gave you the son or the children will teach you how to act.
Thank you. Looking at what I have heard now, it looks like it's not just mothers that are supposed to choose a particular kind of job just so that they would be able to train their children well. Because for me now, one of the reasons why I went into the educational part is because I know it's going to give me time to be able to take care of my children. Yeah. At some point when I got to UAE here, I was also working in a real estate company. I was working as their social media personnel then. And whenever there is event, we go for an event and I'm not back home until 12. Yeah. I'm somewhere bending down, doing this, making video and all that, because I have like 3 agents that I was managing their account then. So I have to go to events with them, make sure do their video. And at some point I'm like, I don't think this can work. Because by the time I get home, my kids are asleep already. I was just lucky because my husband was working from home. So he was able to help me take care of the kids. Yeah. But now it's looking like, in order for fathers to be present, just like he said he chose a particular line of job just because he wants to be present. Let me use the likes of the military personnels. Yeah. There are so many other jobs like that. There's some parents that they don't, some children that don't have any relationship with their father just because their father was not present. He's always here, there, and there. Before the father comes back, they are asleep. Before they wake up again, he's gone. Or when they wake up and they are going to school, he's not awake, he's still sleeping. You understand? So it's looking like at this point, even before you become a father, you need to plan that also into whatever you are doing. Yes. And just like we have some men here in places like UAE here that have children, some of them, they do the kind of job that they don't close until like 10.
Yeah.
Not only that.
Before they get home.
Not only that, it happened to me. Some, I will come back home with work.
You see?
So you just want to eat, go to the desk.
I'll get tired from the office, come back, then I still
continue.
So it's
at least you are present.
At least I'm present. Not just present. You're not coming back because you're present. First, you want to break traffic.
Yeah.
Of course.
Second, you want to come back home so that you not be as if you're working overtime.
You need attention on what you want to do as well.
Do you understand? Yeah. Then when you come back, you start. One day my son asked me, "Daddy, why are you working every day, every time? You just like your work so much." Oh my God.
Yeah.
It strikes a chord.
I closed the computer immediately, and my wife just looked at me. He's taking note. Then, whenever I come back home, I drop it, and we start playing, and he start asking about his work and some other thing. I need to do this assignment. He always has love.
It only takes 15 minutes. I think they enjoy it. They just want to enjoy that process.
And do you know something? Then one day. Sometime, I don't know, after COVID, something happened. Then I started working from home. Or I changed my shift, I changed my work schedules. Then I started dropping him. I told the bus driver, wait, I will be the one to take him to school and bring him back. Just because of what you said now. I said, I want to do this. So the teacher noticed so much change. Then when we are going, we will discuss what they are going to do and the things. When we are coming back, what did you study? One day the teacher called me. The teacher said, "I know this is a sacrifice, but really it was it."
It's worth it. It's what I'm actually going to add to that. You know, as a special educator, we have so many things that happen among those kids, and we sometimes we don't get to know that those things are actually happening from home. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just see that this child changed, something is happening, and then if you are able to ask few questions, you know, but you know, as workers here, we are not allowed to ask leading questions and all that. You just need to keep observing, and until you are able to find out. So the child I work with, there was a time I actually noticed it looks like the mom was not present at that time, and it's really affected the child. You understand? And you know, it not only affected the child, it also affected the father, because usually the father is always present. Whenever you call him for any meeting, he's always there. But you know, throughout the whole section, he was not just there. It just looks like he was running away from everybody. He was not available. So probably because the father was emotionally not available, it affected the child. Also, you as somebody that is working with the child, at some point you just feel like, oh, this child is getting better. And before you know it, the whole thing just take a time and be like, what's happening? Where is this coming from again? Until you are able to dig deep and then you notice. So what I did then was maybe I should say it was the Holy Spirit that dropped it in my mind anyway. Is somebody that sometimes he talks about the mom. He just said, it's mama that did this, mama did that. So I just remember that it's been a while this boy mentioned mama. You understand? So just like we met on that day, I'm like, oh, hi, is mama? And he said, mama, what did he say? I think he said mama is in the hotel or something. Well, mama, he was just trying to say that mama was not in the house. So immediately I noticed that, because it's normal that we need to make reports. So I went to the class teacher immediately. This was what I noticed. So you might have to look into this. Also, there's probably something happening at home that is, we just have to just let him be. If he's behaving well, and if he's not, we just need to understand that this is actually what is happening. So I just feel as parents too, we need to be intentional. It affects our children back at school. Sometimes when you help them with their assignments, and it just makes them happy, and they just want to keep doing it and continue doing it.
When you go to school, when you go to school as well, like, sorry, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I mean, like, during sometimes they will call for parents. Oh my God! When you have you experienced that the students that their parents couldn't make it?
Oh my God! I'm really
I lived in the hostel, so I lived in the hostel. That's why I said I didn't know the weight of this. I lived in the hostel during my secondary school days for the most part. So I think there was one day in the month that's called the open day, kind of. So parents will come and see their kids.
Bring food.
Oh. So that day you just sit down at the gates and just be watching.
It can be painful.
There was a day I was in my room. I was just crying like, oh God, no. Interested. The entire atmosphere is going to change. Different food aroma, different meal, but no.
No, you know, for me, while I was in the hostel, some of us already know what is going to happen. I already know nobody is coming. Nobody is coming. So I just need to attach myself to one person that I know that, your mommy is coming. Right? This one, I know that the mom is going to bring fried rice and jollof rice and drinks. So we are attached. Don't forget me, my friend. So that's just what we do, basically. Yeah, that's just it.
When they come like that, when they gather, if your son is doing something, if my son is doing something, you will notice. It will just be
trying to check
who has come. Who has come? Once he sights me, I'm here.
Yeah.
No matter what he's doing, then once you will see the energy. You will see him as you will see the energy that will come out. He will start acting whatever he's doing. He will start doing it very well.
My dad will see me.
So it's very good that we are involved in their lives.
Yeah.
I was just gonna add something. I would say, like, when you talk about presence would usually, or provision would typically follow with presence. And I'm talking on the side of the parents now.
Mm.
Because you as a parent, your mindset is, I want to provide. I want to have food on the table for everyone. I want to have roof over their heads and stuff like that, right? And you know that is going to take some time from you. It's commitment. For you to make money, it's time, right?
Yeah.
So we can easily get carried away
With that.
Yeah. You understand? But provision as well is how you your emotions and how you extend it
It's part of
to the children as well,
True.
right? And they will see. So I say this because my wife had this concern after our maternity leave ended. She was like, hey, I want to resign from my job so that I can be full-time at home. And me, I looked at my bank account. I was like, okay, hold on, because I know I'm in real estate and I just started real estate in like February. So clients come, client goes. You don't make it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not exactly. You are the one with the fat paycheck. So I just thought that, you know what? Let's give ourselves some 3-year plan. Do you understand? Let's give ourselves some 3-year plan. You will work from home. Don't worry. But let's give ourselves some 3 year from now, and then, do you understand? So yes, we always want that. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there, and it's good.
We need to balance it.
Yeah, we need to find
balance
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me quickly ask you this, Mr. Korede.
Okay.
Do you think society puts too much pressure on men to become married and become a father? Now, I'm going to say this because I've noticed that there's so many men out there that looks like they are not matured in mind yet. Like they are not ready. You see some married men, you be like, what kind of a child is this? You understand? So do you think society is putting too much? You know, somebody will just be like, I'm already 30, I'm already 35, but I want to be married. Are they really ready? So do you think society is putting too much pressure on men on that?
Okay, so two perspective. One, we can't deny the fact that the society top pressure everywhere, and you know, the society, there's a picture of it that they are looking forward to. You have to be this at a certain age. You have to be able to afford this. As a matter of fact, now as a young man, now they believe if you are 25, you should be driving a car. You know, even it's not even about parenthood or fatherhood. Even in choosing a partner, right? There's some ladies that will tell you if it's not this, if it's not this, if you're not like this, right? So, and that's, I feel, is doing more damage than good, because it's making a lot of people focus on becoming physically rather than becoming inwardly, right?
Ready.
Yeah. So they just want to become the person everybody wants to see, but inwardly, it's not there, right? So I feel it comes back to knowing and understanding yourself, right? Not living for the people's applause, not living for the, you know, this person, because what will this person say? What will this person? I'm the last person to think about all of that thing, right? But I was not like that before, but I learned, right? If only you know how people forget the dead quickly. So you just have to live. That's the perspective I live with. You just have to live your life, not because of this person, not because of. And when you even find out that those people you are thinking about are actually not thinking about you, they don't care about you. They don't remember the color of the clothes you wore yesterday. As a matter of fact, right? So, best is, do you understand yourself? Know that I'm a palm tree, right? It takes time for me to grow. If you are a cassava tree, you know that by so time it should. So, not dancing to the pressure of people. Everybody is wise online. But everybody is wise online. So you will now allow somebody that is wise outside and foolish inside to control the part of your destiny. It's wrong. So I feel it's just come back to understanding yourself.
My wife is a couple of years older than me.
Amazing.
And there was all this pressure. I mean, not so much pressure, but she was seeing around her people that she was older than, people she grew up with, married, kids, and all that stuff. When I met her, it was during COVID, and we were staying in the same hotel apartment. And all I was doing for her at the time, because she was so scared about catching COVID, she would not step a foot outside her door. But when she orders food or she drops her clothes with the dry cleaner, she expects those things to come to her. So what I would do then is I would go to the laundry guy, pick all her clothes, and I would go to the delivery guy, Talabat, wherever it is. I would go to her door, drop it by her door, and ring the bell. And I did this for months.
Wow.
She would later come to tell me.
Crushing on Adam.
Right, yeah. She would later come to tell me that that was like a defining moment for her when she was making a decision to date me, which led to us getting married. You see, she knew what she wanted. And for her, she felt like this is a selfless person that was doing this for me. I mean, if she leaned onto the pressure of society or what she was noticing around her, she could have easily picked anyone and jumped into the arms of anyone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So back to what you're saying about you being yourself, and you being yourself is knowing the value you're looking for,
Right.
what you have and what you need to be respected in you. Exactly. So
The line you said about some men that when you look at them, you wonder why
They're even into marriage.
they're even into marriage, looking at their age, right? So I would say that most of them will remain like that even to 80.
Yeah, that's it.
So apart from what you said, you just need to get ready. You just need to take this thing seriously. You just need to be intentional. You just need to learn. If you are not ready when you are 30, I'm telling you, until you decide to be ready, you're 40, you will still be the same way you were when you were 25. I understand what she's saying. So there should be a time when you will say, enough of this.
Enough of this. Yeah, I think
I
that's,
am no
that's
more
it's part of the growth plan. Because I
Yes.
believe if you are growing, you know what stage you are in, what is necessary for the next stage,
Yes.
right? So I just believe that if you are in your growth plan, you know who you are, where you are going to.
Thank you.
Some things will definitely.
So you just have to be that intentional that I need to be this now.
Yeah.
I need to grow and I need to. And again, we need to understand what marriage is all about.
Yeah.
Girlfriend, boyfriend is not marriage. Now I have to be blunt, right?
Yeah,
I have to say the truth here.
True.
So girlfriend, so some guys believe because they can date 5 girls at the same time and none will find out. I'm a smart guy and I can marry, and that makes me. I'm a guy.
I can handle it.
I can handle it. I'm sharp. No, these are not the. And some believes that when I shout, every girl that I've dated never retort. For that reason, I am the man. Okay, I have the money now. I make the money. When you make the money, you've never known that's different way to budget money when you were single and different way budgeting money when you were married.
Yeah.
So these are the things that you need to put into consideration when you are preparing yourself.
Yeah.
So until you decide and be intentional, you will still be sister and still be acting like a child.
That now comes back to the conversation we are having today, parenting and fatherhood. Because I also believe that either way, this is generally parenting, either you are nursing a child, we have the responsibility to raise them properly and deliver them to the society in the best way we can when they are 18. Because we believe that by the time you are 18, we expect that there are some things you should be able to do. We are kind of mature enough.
Yeah.
Because at 18, even legally, if you do something bad and police arrest you with a 60-year-old man that did the same thing, two of you will get the same judgment.
Same punishment,
Yeah, so our responsibility is also, now it comes back to the house he or she is coming from.
Yeah.
The responsibility in making sure they are raised properly, even if they didn't listen, sowing and planting that seeds, the right seeds, the right habit into them. It will definitely develop one way or the other. And secondly, because of the fact that many of these people, just like you mentioned, they grow up surviving. This surviving mentality, and even in marriage, they are living a day at a time to survive. If it comes today, fine, right? Just surviving each day at a time. So, and the wife is just also tagging along. This particular thing you just mentioned is a symposium discussion entirely. So that if we get into it, we don't, because it takes a lot of things behind the scene to be at that state. And even though things have changed around you, someone has joined in. Now you're married, nothing is changing. Now you are what's it called? You have children and still nothing is changing. So there are some habits behind the scene that is responsible for that behavior consistently.
Nothing prepares you. I think we can all agree that nothing prepares you.
We've not done it before.
For like getting married. And he said something about being intentional.
Yeah.
Yes, you can be very intentional. Intentional is you looking inwards. Like if my wife is complaining about this, about me, how is it that I keep repeating it without knowing? You see, so you are asking yourself, you're looking inwards. And I consider that to be some sort of maturity too.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's some sort of maturity that you can actually, my wife says something, she said, you are very impatient. Right? And she says it all the time.
Well,
she's not a mad person because I must be exercising or showing that for her to repeat it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it is you now looking inwards that, okay, so we want to go out. Wait, we are going out 2:00. And it's that 2:00 she's putting on makeup. It's that 2:00 she's dressing up and all that stuff.
That seems to be very normal. It's like for women.
Bang my head on the
No,
wall.
it's normal, right? It's normal. What kind of can you imagine?
It's normal because you are a lady. I remember the first time okay, don't let me say this because I don't know how far this is gonna go, but there was an issue sometime, and my friend came in and we were trying to, let me just say it, anybody will say all right, so my partner walked in and we are going to, so she just walked in the morning. I was like, what's our plan for today? Do you know that for like 2-3 minutes my mind was, I didn't, what's our plan? Because I grew up trying to, I know what I want to do personally. Now I have to be thinking for two.
Yeah.
So it didn't make a lot of sense. And I have to now start adjusting many things. Now, if I want to do something, I would have, most of the times say, okay, this is what I want to do. Before now coming back and say, nah, you have to hold on. I need to ask someone.
That's what the intentional piece talked about.
Yeah. So
and a time will come also.
a
time will come, you start feeling as if, am I not enough?
Yeah.
Like, why is it I have to ask?
Right.
But usually you used to do everything you said.
Yeah.
Why do I have to carry her along? Why is it? Why do I have to inform that?
Yeah, that's mostly the heart of an
understand
African. They'll be like, I'm the man of the house. I can make the decision. Once I make, okay, this is where we are going today. Like our dad used to do today. Saturday, we have a wedding. Plan yourself. You don't even want to know if the woman has a plan already. They just tell you we have a wedding and then you just have to plan.
And it's completely different this time. You have to adjust and fit in.
True.
By all means, because emotion is also very valid.
Yes,
right?
But it helps in communication. Communication is one of the strongest. Yeah. So I'm not even coming from the side of you taking permission. I'm coming from the side of being so attached. That you just want to, I saw this thing. You've already seen it, that is good. You just want to, what's your take about it? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's being a father. Communication.
Sometimes we already made our decision even before asking you.
But I have discovered there are powerful values God has placed in you. That even though you have seen everything about this flower, there is something she will also see.
True.
We disagree to agree. Then you say, what about this? Now you have to check if actually it makes sense or it's worth it to drop that or to
most of them are always right, honestly.
And that is the blessing. That is why. Now you say something which I would want to touch. You said a younger, guy. It's not about age.
Yeah.
It's about maturity.
Yeah.
A guy that is 18, like he said, is is old enough if it's mature to marry a 25 years old woman.
Yeah.
It's not about
As
age.
long as he has something up
As long as he has something. So when the lady, when you say that he will change, no, he need to change intentionally. And again, he need to build intentional intelligence. He need to build his emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You need to understand how is she feeling? How am I feeling? What is this? If you have to go to enroll in a course, go and learn emotional intelligence.
So, and again, another
very
thing we are
serious.
missing out is the association the person is having.
True.
The association, the friends, the environment, they contribute to a lot of things. You see, I have just a brother and a friend. I'm not that person with plenty person, but you see, we are so close that I remember a time we were together recently, and I did something so kind of let me use the word annoying, right? He noticed it, but he didn't say anything. So as everybody went and we were now together, he said, give yourself head, though. It's all these things that you're doing. Now you cannot be doing something like things like this anymore. This is how to do it.
Yeah.
I used to be like this too before I got married. I used to be like this too before I have a kid. But right now, you just cannot afford to do that because for you it's normal because it's it's not.
Of course.
That's good. That means you have a
It's
good friend.
association. So
Association.
if he has a right association around him, I think things will turn out differently. They will be able to call him to order. Like, you have to stop this.
Why there are some friends that will say, do you allow your wife to talk to you like that?
Like that.
Yeah. True.
Before you know it,
Just escalate things.
don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to me that way.
Woman is not supposed to talk to you
Like that. Yeah.
And those things will play on your mind.
Yeah.
Continuously.
Thank you so much. Our time is fast spent. But before we wrap it up, I would like us to give like our final thoughts. So okay, I think I'm going to leave Mr. Do I have to leave you out?
Please leave me out of
Yes. Yes. This is because this final thought is going most especially to the both fathers and the fathers to be, the aspiring fathers. Because especially to those aspiring fathers, they need to learn a lot before they come in.
I need to.
So what's that your final thoughts, right, that you want to give to them as an aspiring father? Thank you. Let's start with Mr. Marachi.
Okay. Like I said earlier, be intentional.
Yeah.
I'm very serious about it.
Yeah.
Be intentional. Buy books. Read. Listen to mass moral.
True.
He will teach. He will tell you. This I just mentioned one person.
Yeah.
Just listen to that guy.
I was Monroe's.
Yeah.
He will let you know.
Much.
He will let you know why you are a man.
Wow.
So that you stop playing around.
Looks like I'll have to go and find that also.
Yeah.
So he will tell you, stop playing around. Do you understand now? You have a lot of responsibilities on your head as a man. So, and don't say that this house or these things are going wrong if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, it will not go wrong. So if it's like we say, if it overs you, like if it ain't over you, go to God.
Yeah.
If you
Do you understand me now? If you pass you,
if you
go
pass
to
you, go
God.
to God.
Do you understand me now? So before you settle down, be sure.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, like you said, if you don't want to have the kind of experience, if you don't want your children to have your experience, make sure you're going into a relationship where after you lock the door, you throw the key.
True.
So before that means you need to be very sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What to you, Mr. Sam?
For me, I would say, I will quote the Bible, and now it says the Holy Spirit will bring you into knowledge, bring you into knowledge of everything, right? So, for aspiring dads, don't be scared.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. You will make mistakes,
Yeah.
and it's okay for you to make mistakes. The dad that raised you or people that stood as father figures in your life, they were not perfect.
Yeah.
True.
So be kind to yourself. When you make mistakes, go back to God or to whatever you believe in. But me, I believe in God. And that is where you get, the help and guidance from. but just be kind to yourself, trust God, and um, stick to morals.
True.
Just when you look at your child, or when you're the kind of child you want to have, I always look at my kid and I say, I don't want you to be anything that I am. I just want you to be your own person, and way better than I am.
I am.
Way better. If I was here, I want you to just bust through the roof.
Yeah.
You understand? So, just it's something I'm still learning now, and that's why I'm expressing this, which is be kind to yourself. Okay, you will make mistakes. You will do some things that are not good enough. Go back to God and try again. That's it.
Thank you so very much for being a part of this episode. Your voice, your story, and everything you have said was exactly what we needed for this episode. And I'm very sure that every father out there and every aspiring father out there would be able to resonate with everything that we have done today. And just because you have given us your time, I do not take it for granted though. We know that time is money, and it's not really easy for us to have people around here sitting for hours. We want to say a very big thank you. We have a very little gift. It's small, right? But just know that we tried as much as possible to put intentionality into it. So we have a little gifts for you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fathers, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And all to our viewers, thank you so much for staying tuned, for watching. Keep watching and keep checking out on us. We'll be bringing so many more interesting episodes like this. Keep watching. Thank you. Bye.